Hello and welcome to another episode of Binocular Insights. My name is Russell and I'm here with Southwest Optics. And today it would be remiss if we didn't conclude our initial flagship bird spotting alpha class binocular comparison without comparing the two brand new alpha class optics from the Swarovski camp. That is the 1452 and the 1052. What can I tell you about the two of them? Well, it may sound really obvious, but the 1452 has the higher power magnification, and these two pieces really are very professional observation instruments. And why can we say that? Well, the 14 particularly has the ability to gather details in very low light conditions, unlike anything else in this specification. It has its own specification class, but also compared to other binoculars, maybe of a 15 power, with a similar objective or larger size, the modern coatings and the system internally really gathers an incredible amount of light that translates into crisp, clear details in low light conditions. So what are some of the specifications? Well, the 1452, reservedly from Swarovski, has what they describe as a 3.6mm exit pupil, which is the amount of light that you get out of your eyepiece. Now, if you did the calculations and you divided 52 by 14, you'd actually get 3.7. But the 3.6 is a very conservative measurement that Swarovski have given, and it's good testimony to their genuineness as a brand and not overstating spec. So we appreciate that very much from their integrity from a design point of view and also from a reporting on specs point of view. So how does that translate in real world use? Well, with the 3.6mm exit pupil, given that there is such a large objective of 52mm, you still gain a huge amount of light flux into the system overall. And what that means is that you're gaining a real high level of resolution and detail despite dawn and dusk twilight conditions. So it's a fantastic low light observational piece, despite the smaller 3.6 exit pupil. Now, during the day, your eyes are going to dilate to about 2.5 to 3 mil anyway. So there's more than enough light technically there anyway, but even in dawn and dusk, in twilight conditions, this performs beyond its punching weight than what you may otherwise imagine. Some of its other specifications, well, field of view is a whopping 93 meters at 1,000 meters, so a very generous field of view for a 14 power optic. And they both weigh 1,020 grams. So the 1052 is no lighter or heavier, and that's testimony to the efficiency and weight of the 1452, rather than the 1052 being a heavy piece to begin with. It has a 91% light transmission rate and a close focus of 3.8 meters. So still very, very good range of depth of focus from 3.8 meters all the way out to infinity with the 1452. A very compact unit for its proportions and its weight, has a very smooth focusing system, a non-locking but very stiff, very easy to set and forget diopter, multiple adjustments on your eye cups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of setting, and also non-return, so they're easy to maintain and keep in the position that you set up at the beginning. One little suggestion you might like to try is dial them fully in and then try them with one setting out for a really nice wide field of view and a very comfortable eye relief. A very powerful optic for long range observation. So why might you choose to go for the 1052 instead of the 14? Well, let's swap them over. Even though they look very much the same, the 1052 weighs the same, 1,020 grams, but it has an exit pupil of 5.2 millimeters. So what does that translate to? It looks like the same size eyepiece, which in fact it is, but the amount of light that you're getting coming through this system is actually approximately 100% more light flux that comes through to your eyepiece. Now, why is that? Well, that's because the exit pupil is 44% bigger on this system than on the 1452. So as I say, over or approximately 100% more light flux on the 5.2mm exit pupil. It's a bit of an invisible skill that it has, but offers phenomenal clarity, phenomenal performance in low light conditions. Now, although some people may say, well, it doesn't really translate to a longer observation time in dawn and dusk, it actually very much can do so, perhaps by maybe about 10-15 minutes or more extra observation time early morning and in the evening. So for a low power or a traditional 10 power performance in low light, the 1052 is the piece to go to between the two optical instruments. Now, also of interest is the fact that the field of view is 130 meters at 1,000 meters. So what that means is you've got a very wide field of view that's more parallel to a typical 8 times power. So a lightweight, compact, amazing low light performing optic and a real design triumph from Swarovski with the 1052. It's fantastic for scanning landscapes, it has maximum color fidelity, and with that wide field of view, it's incredibly comfortable to use for prolonged periods of time. You may find that with the higher power for use all day throughout the whole day, it could be a bit more of a subtle strain. But really with the 1052, it's a very relaxed and very immersive, transportive experience. To appreciate them, you've really got to try them in person, and we'd encourage you to do so. They're also both compatible with the TA tripod adapter. The 14 benefits from that because it just holds that stability on a tripod amazingly well because it's more prone to some vibrations, but both also take the forehead rest, which is easily added at the eyepiece end of the optic. So as I say, come and try them in person at Southwest Optics. You'd be blown away by how much of a wow factor, how cinematic and transportive these optics are. Visit us at Torbay's Southwest Optics, and I'd be looking forward to seeing you there in person. Thanks very much for watching.